Hey everyone, it's Mike Andes, and today we're going to Colorado to talk with an owner inside of Augusta Lawn Care that just got started last year and went from $35,000 in annual revenue to $200,000 in annual revenue. So they're mostly a solo operator, but they've been growing very quickly, and there was chaos that happened in the spring rush. Why? Because they literally went from $35,000 to $200,000, and they're learning a lot. And one of the things that can happen at that size is you feel overwhelmed, you don't know what to work on next, and you feel completely overwhelmed with all the chaos that happens during spring rush when you're growing fast. So if you're just getting started, or if you have a hard time prioritizing what to do next in your day, this will be a great watch. Here we go. So last year we had 35,000. This year we're on track for 200,000. We have working capital of 25K, and you got one employee.
Yep.
So walk me through it. How have things gone compared to last year?
Dude, I'm drinking from a fire hose. Actually, when they said to like come up with a question, like the only thing that I was like managing my personal bandwidth. Like I feel like there's been a couple times where like my brain was just broken. Like just so much information coming in and trying to move things around got to the point where like I had to like, all right, I'm gonna have to put a pin in this and come back later. Let some things kind of let the phone settle.
Yeah. And is that a function of like things that need to get done or fires that happen throughout the day that kind
of a combination of everything. So the one thing that I did notice is the more that I have my hands in the work, the less I get done. Mm-hmm. So I've almost forced myself to like there's certain things that like I make sure that I am myself personally am generating the revenue to pay myself.
Okay.
So I'm making sure that I'm doing that. But it was just a big hurdle to get over to like let the guy, because early this spring I think I had 3 guys, and then just kind of fizzled out, and now I'm down to where I only need the one. But yeah, just being able to take myself off the job site and actually go do other things that need to get done, like logistical stuff and whatnot.
Yep. Yeah, like one thing I think about a lot is when you talk about you're in that weird phase where you're kind of in between solo operating and you start hiring people. And that's where it's tough, because if you're going at profitability at 200,000 looks like you in the field 80 to 90% of your day. But being in the field 80 to 90% of your day also is what prevents you from getting to 500,000.
Yeah, and it's both you're both the engine and the anchor.
Right. And so one thing I like to think about is like, you know, sales, ops, or admin. One thing I see some people do when they're trying to delegate out of sales and get out of solo operations is what they'll end up doing is they'll actually start doing more admin, which is actually a lower leverage task. Typically, you want to move up up the ladder in terms of leverage. Like admin tasks, let's call it a $30 an hour task. Operations, you can make $100 an hour. Sales, like that's a $200 an hour task. And so, and even for some, like I was talking to Joel earlier, he's like, hey, sales is actually not my strength. And so his like marketing acumen though sets up more getting of the work. It's like creating the systems and the architecture for them to succeed at Christmas lights, etc. So the challenging part I think you're kind of going into as you get so much on your plate is like the thing I would be careful of is not sliding into this.
Right.
Because the more as you grow from 200,000 to 500,000, get into the sales side, whether it be coming with marketing plans, follow-up calls, all of those things, that's like the higher leverage thing. But the problem is right now, your size, you get all 3 of these dumped in your plate every day. So I've always just been like, okay, what's the most important thing to work on right now? And sometimes that helps.
Yeah.
The challenging part is like when you're in growth mode, and you're at 200,000, you're doing all 3. You're doing the phones, then all of a sudden you're hopping over to do the job, then you're going out and doing an estimate, and so it can be a lot.
Yeah.
So was that kind of like the crux of spring rush, just managing 3 people and then you kind of still be in the field, like that kind of stress?
Yeah, I mean, so spring rush, like I didn't really, because I was just so excited to have that much work land in my lap. Like I was just happy to be involved.
Yeah.
So it was actually later on after the spring rush that I kind of like looked in the rear view and saw all like the crap that I didn't address that's still back there smoldering that needs to be addressed.
Right.
So I almost had to like take a step back and go start cleaning up after myself.
And what was a lot of those things?
Admin, like phone calls, like follow up phone calls. Like I won't lie, during spring rush, like I 100% dropped the ball, man. I think I called 3 people back to follow up with like estimates. Yeah. But then again, I had more work than I possibly could do. So by me doing that, I almost would have made my problem bigger.
Yeah.
But
and the only time really, honestly, that I would say someone should, when they're at that size and their work is pouring in, to still focus on sales is if you have so much capital to burn through.
Yeah.
Right. So like we just left Jordan and he's like, I'm okay with losing 20 grand a month. But he's going to get to probably $90,000 in recurring revenue in a year. But if you don't have that deep of a pocket, you have to still be doing operations. So you have to be doing the work.
Yep.
And so like, I think from a solo operator's size of business, like under 250,000, it's still a function of how do we optimize for getting the work done. And so I don't blame you during a spring rush to like put that on the side to get the work done and generate the revenue. The question just becomes like, what worked at 200,000? If you're getting to 500,000, that is likely the unlock to get to the 500,000 level. Right. So when you look back, what do you think you would change besides like, oh, I need to do it? But like, what would you change so that you have the bandwidth to be able to do that?
Oof. Man, probably just managing like information coming in. Cause I don't know, I was trying to watch like every single one of your like Mike's Minute masterminds and I don't know, all the videos and stuff. And then just regular life information coming in and then the job itself information. Yeah. For whatever reason, I actually was a little insecure about it. I'm like, wow, am I too dumb for this? But yeah, I think it's just managing, because like I have a habit where I don't really listen to music, but I like to listen to like podcasts and stuff, and then, I don't know, I wonder if that's just eating up a lot of bandwidth too.
Right. Yeah, like I think one thing I would recommend, like for example, like Mike Minutes Mastermind, is never watch it, just listen to it. Especially because you're a solo operator, you can just plug in your headphones. One thing that a couple of friends of mine I've talked to, they struggle taking in any new information if they're trying to focus on something. So they will actually not listen to books and podcasts. Like for me, like I can be like, okay, I'm focusing on 3 things, but I kind of enjoy listening to other stuff. If I'm working out or whatever, like I'll listen to a podcast. This morning I was listening to one about like people who buy distressed assets. So like when the crypto thing happened at FTX, someone goes in there, buys these bonds. Like, is it cool? I'm never doing them my whole life, but I enjoy it, right? But I'm not like going away from that being like, oh, I need to focus on that. I need to learn more about that. It's just entertainment. And so, but a couple of my friends I've talked to, they've said, hey, like if I'm focused on something and I hear other stuff, it just becomes noise and it gets me distracted from the 2 or 3 main objectives.
Yeah.
And so like one thing I would say is like, if you're going, do you think next spring you're going to make the jump like to 3 solid? So 500,000?
Well, Mike, cause obviously like I pretty well, I made a massive jump this year. I'm not delusional. I don't think it's repeatable to do that year over year, but when you're going from a tiny number to a bigger number like that.
Oh, you're not going to do 500% year over year growth next year? No. You should get $1 million next year. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to swing for the fences again. Yeah. But yeah.
I think if I was you, I'd be like, when you look back at spring, you're like, hey, there are these 2 or 3 things that fell through the cracks. I would just make that my only objective. So like, I believe if you look at 200,000 versus 500,000, the difference is the things that you probably missed. And I would just focus on those. So it's like, I need to do follow-up phone calls. Yep. That's it. I need to, like, if you're getting caught in admin, like, it's a matter of, like, okay, what of these is actually important and what things are just not, let the fire burn. Because during spring rush, that's what sets up the rest of the year. Yeah. And if you're able to do a really good job of follow-up, getting set up, if you're able to double your recurring revenue, it sets up the rest of the year. And then it sets up your off-season. Like, so there's such a cascading effect there. So if I was you, I would just sit down and like, hey, what are the 2 or 3 things that I need to do? And I don't care if you don't listen to Mike Minutes Mastermind. Don't read the emails. Like, you know what needs to get done. It's just about executing. And sometimes during spring rush, you just have to be like, I am just thinking about this, and that's it. Especially when life happens. Because you got all this other stuff coming in. And it's not like you can put that on the sidelines.
Right.
Right? Stuff having kids or, like, loved ones. Like, that is priority. And now you have to get diverted. So sometimes just being like, what are the 2, 3 things that caused me to fail this past spring rush, or like not capitalize on the opportunity. I'm only focused on that. Last year at Augusta Lawn Care, the average location grew revenue by more than 27%. And we're on track to beat that this year. If you want to see why, go to AugustaLawnCareServices.com/franchise and watch over 50 videos and case studies of different owners that took their independent lawn care business and turned it into Augusta Lawn Care.
Yep.
And then I would time block it.
Yeah.
So if it's follow-up phone calls, like, okay, on Mondays at this time, everything gets turned off and I just do follow-up phone calls.
Okay.
Right? And then or it's like, well, I don't get the estimates fast enough. Okay, great. Like we're going to set aside 1 hour at the beginning of every day or at the end of each day, and I'm just doing estimates. Right? Sometimes helpful on the weekend to do admin stuff because everyone else is quiet and you don't have operation stuff. Customers aren't calling, emails aren't happening, like my mastermind doesn't happen. Like let that maybe be the day you catch up because you can just like, get through things fast and you don't worry about the job and the project and all these things going wrong.
Yeah.
But 200,000 to 500,000 is the hardest jump.
Yeah.
Because you're going from operations to now I need to actually get other people to do the work that I've been doing. Because you've been able to brute force it, which is you go out and you do the work.
Right.
Right. So it's a tough jump.
Yeah. And I know that my biggest ones that obviously follow phone calls, but then my also biggest hang up is I'm not at all that bright when it comes to like technology and stuff. So I need to figure out like advertising and like I don't know if anyone ever, I don't know why you would, but if somebody would have looked at like my Google stuff, it probably looks like a child did it because basically he did.
Like the Google listing, you mean? The Google listing?
Yeah, like so I just thought like when I look things up, I don't even use complete sentences. Like I just like pick out the important words and that's how I do a Google search. And so that's kind of what my Google page looks like.
Yeah, like if someone was like me, they would probably search law care. So we'll drop the N on the keyword, and that will be the thing we rank for. Like I think, first off, I would be careful with labeling yourself as being bad with technology.
Yeah.
Being good with technology will be the thing that will allow you to get to $1 million plus down the road and allow it to be where you're not involved in everything. Yeah. So labeling, I think, to me, it's important. Some people don't really care, but like to me, I would just not label myself as that.
Yeah.
You would say, I have the capacity to learn that. I do not yet have the skill to learn technology.
Right.
I've not learned that skill yet. Because you can learn it. And what's cool is like you can hop on office hours and like Nick will just do it for you.
Right.
Like tell him, hey, could on this one you just like go through my whole Google page and what they've been telling me on these, should you just do it on my account? He'll do it. Someone like Joel who's like really good at technology would also be like a great resource in terms of like, hey, I'm just not getting this. Can you just walk me through this real quick? Setting up like a Google tracking code, a Facebook pixel. Those are things that like in 30 minutes, someone else could help you do.
Yeah.
So I think another part of it is don't be okay feeling dumb. Like it's not a bad thing. And if you're like, I kind of struggle with that, like maybe I'm just too dumb for this, that's fine. There's a lot of dumb people that are like extremely wealthy, great leaders, but they're just really, really good at being like, oh, they have the skill I don't have. I will go to them. And then usually that person is humble enough to be like, I'm okay with being the dumbest person in the room. Like one of the things that was most humbling to me is when I went to this conference in Austin, and every single person there they were probably all 50 plus million net worth, and all had a business that did over 10 million. And like you're just very humble, and you're like, I will shut up right now, and I will be quiet, and I will take notes. And so I think the growth, though, when you're in that position is off the charts. And I think in your position at your size, when you're going into where all of these people have been there past like 3 to 4 years, like take opportunity. Like that is such an opportunity to be like, I do not have the skill. Great, they do because they passed it. I'm gonna be able to ask them what to do. So I just lean into that heavy. Don't worry about being dumb. Like there's some people who have so much money and have built great businesses and are like great leaders and like have great missions and people follow them. And you're like, dude, they're stupid. But they're just really good at being like, yeah, I'm stupid. So hey, you're really good at that. Fix it for me. All right. And so like I would just really lean into that. You don't have to be smart. Yeah. You really don't. It's a liberating thing too, because then like if there are insecurities or like I wasn't educated or whatever like that, you just like I do not need that to be successful. Right. And I think the more you see examples of people that are quote dumb and them just crushing it, you give yourself confidence like, okay, I don't have to be smart. And that's okay.
Got it.
Yeah. So you'll crush it.
Yeah.
the skill that you have that most people don't have at your size is the ability to look back and be like, there was carnage. Most people in this incident was like, hey, this is my first year like in growth mode. We went from $35,000 to $200,000. It took me an hour to break through. Like, no, like there's 3 or 4 things. If you just fix it during spring rush, you'll go to 500,000. And so I would just really lean into the fact that you're in a community that all these people have unlocked what you're currently going up against, and don't feel bad to ask them, like, what's the unlock?
Got it.
Because you all kind of went through bug hell with me. The unlock was me getting in that room and then just being an absolute idiot and like, okay, so how do I hire the best engineers? How much do I have to pay them? What's the incentives got to look like? What kind of code base? Why is this broken? What kind of code language should we be using? And just being like an app, like that's the most novice thing to ask. Like Joe would know. Like for me as someone who's non-technical, to go to people and be like, okay, so like we're using PHP. Why is this breaking? Oh, it needs to be in this other like React thing. Okay, have no idea what that is. Thank you. And then just going home and researching it. Yeah, you feel like an idiot. But like that was the unlock. And so I would just lean into it like hardcore. Don't feel dumb, especially in this firm. Like, so good job. Proud of you, man.
Thanks.
Let's go. Stacey, are you doing a little bit of admin or back end or nothing really?
Not yet.
You're just like, you're a cheerleader.
Yeah, that's what I guess.
Are you at the school admin position?
No, I work at a bank. I'm in mortgage.
Okay, how's that going?
It's getting busier.
Good. The interest rates coming down a little bit?
A little bit.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
but we're a community bank, so it's
Okay.
a lot of everything.
So all mortgages?
Mortgages, like construction loans, anything consumer.
So picking up a little bit more?
Yeah.
I feel like that it kind of hit this area a lot in the spring.
Yeah.
Like this past 9 months, not just the tariff thing like we were talking a little bit, but even just like in general with the interest rates. And like there's been so much building here in the past 5 years.
You say it hasn't. Nothing in the economy has changed anything at all. They
Yeah.
just keep building.
So yeah, it's true.
Turn around.
Oh man, awesome. Anything else I can help with?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, awesome.